Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are really plunging into, well, a truly audacious claim. It's attributed to Donald Trump, and it's that cryptocurrencies represent perhaps the greatest revolution in financial technology since the birth of the internet.
Wow. Yeah, that's a statement. It's a pretty high bar.
It really does. And it immediately makes you ask, right, is that just hyperbole, or is there actually something substantial to that comparison? So our mission on this deep dive is basically to unpack exactly that. We'll explore where this declaration might have come from, its context, really scrutinize whether comparing crypto to the internet holds water, and then, most importantly for you listening, distill the huge opportunities, but also the very real challenges shaping crypto right now. Think of this as your shortcut, really, to cut through the noise and understand this complex space. It's evolving so fast.
It really is. And the journey of this statement, according to our sources, seems to kick off on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, specifically with the #crypto hashtag. So that suggests, a deliberate aim to talk to people already keyed into tech and finance.
Right, targeting that audience.
Yeah.
And it gets even more interesting when you think about Donald Trump's own relationship with crypto. It's evolved.
Mm-hmm. Evolved is a good word for it.
Because it wasn't that long ago, was it? Back in 2021, he was pretty vocal, calling Bitcoin a scam.
He did, yeah. Quite dismissive.
But then, fast forward to his 2024 presidential campaign, and we've seen this pretty dramatic shift, a real pivot.
Precisely. His more recent comments, the pro-crypto narratives, they're much clearer now. He's actively pushed for what he calls favorable crypto regulations in the U.S. And building on that, remember the speech at the Bitcoin conference 2024 in Nashville?
I do.
He talked about Bitcoin's potential, even suggesting it could surpass gold's value. That's quite a turnaround. It makes you wonder what's driving that shift.
Definitely. Now, interestingly, our sources couldn't find that exact quote, the greatest revolution one, verbatim.
Okay.
But his current public stance, everything he's saying, it absolutely aligns with the, let's say, the spirit of that declaration.
So it sounds plausible, even if not directly quoted.
Exactly. It reflects his current viewpoint. So, okay, let's get into the big comparison then. Crypto as a technological revolution like the internet. I mean, the internet, we all lived through it, completely changed everything. Communication, commerce, how we get information globally. It's foundational.
Absolutely foundational.
So what is it about crypto, fundamentally, that makes anyone even dare put it in the same league?
Well, I think a core element is how it challenges our ideas about trust and control. Take decentralization, for instance.
Right.
Unlike, traditional finance with banks and governments acting as these trusted middlemen, crypto allows for direct peer-to-peer transactions.
Right, cutting out the intermediary.
Exactly. It's about removing that need for a central authority, which could potentially democratize financial services. It's not just efficiency, it's a power shift.
And it's not just decentralization, is it? There's also this promise of better security and transparency. That seems quite different.
Yeah, that's another huge piece. Blockchain's core idea, really, is this concept of trustless transparency. Think of it like a public spreadsheet, almost, that everyone can see, but it's locked down with cryptography. Once a transaction is in, it's basically impossible to change.
Immutable.
Immutable, right. So that changes how security works. It makes fraud much harder and builds trust in a new way because you don't need the intermediary to vouch for things. Participants can verify it themselves.
That's a really key point.
Yeah.
And the innovation doesn't stop there, does it? We're seeing whole new financial models popping up based on this.
Oh, absolutely. The leap here is what some people call programmable money. It's not just digital cash. It's money that can have rules built into it. This opens up totally new financial tools. That's where you get things like DeFi, decentralized finance.
Right, DeFi.
Which basically rebuilds traditional banking, lending, borrowing, trading, but on these open blockchain networks. No banks, no brokers needed, in theory.
Or NFTs.
Or NFTs, exactly. Non-fungible tokens, turning digital items into unique, verifiable property. It's really rethinking what ownership and finance can even mean.
And this isn't just for people already in the system. It has global reach, right, for millions who are currently outside traditional finance.
That's a massive potential impact. Global access for people in places with, say, unstable banking systems or high inflation or maybe no bank account at all. Crypto can offer a real alternative, a way to participate in the global economy. For them, a crypto wallet isn't just an app. It could be a path to financial stability, something many of us take for granted.
Okay, so you've laid out a really compelling case for crypto's potential. It almost makes that Trump comparison sound plausible, maybe?
The potential is definitely there. But to really measure it against the internet, we have to be critical. The internet became, ubiquitous, almost universal. Where does crypto fall short right now in that comparison?
That's the crucial reality check. While the internet saw this incredibly broad, fairly rapid adoption over decades, cryptocurrencies still face some major roadblocks. There's a huge adoption gap. Just for everyday use. It's not like the internet in that sense at all yet. We're not, buying our morning coffee with crypto, generally speaking.
Right, practicality.
Exactly. And that brings up things like price volatility. That's a big one.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Look at Bitcoin. It hit, around $69,000 in 2021.
Yeah, huge peak.
And then crashed below $17,000 in 2022. Those kinds of wild swings make it really hard to use as stable money for daily transactions or even as a reliable store of value for a lot of people.
Okay, that's a major limiter. What else?
And then there's the whole area of regulatory uncertainty. There just isn't a clear, consistent set of rules globally. That lack of clarity makes it risky for big institutions to jump in fully, and it probably makes everyday users hesitant too. That legal gray area is a problem.
Okay, so undeniable challenges there. But despite those hurdles, the opportunities, especially for people left out of the current system, they still seem pretty powerful.
They really do. That potential for financial inclusion is, it could be transformative, empowering millions around the world who don't have access to banks, particularly in developing nations. It's not just about convenience. It could genuinely provide paths into the global digital economy.
And are we seeing this tech move beyond just finance? What other areas is blockchain popping up in?
Oh, yeah, it's fascinating. It's expanding way beyond just money. We're seeing blockchain used for things like secure data management, making supply chains more transparent.
Supply chain's interesting.
Yeah, tracking goods, also digital identity verification, even managing intellectual property rights. It shows it's more of a foundational technology, not just a financial tool.
And what about for investors? It's obviously caught their eye.
Absolutely. For investors, it offers investment diversification. It's a whole new asset class, a different place to put money.
Though risky.
Though definitely risky, yes. Important to stress that. It comes with its own unique risk profile compared to stocks or bonds. And there's also the element of censorship resistance. In certain situations, it can help protect assets from, say, political instability or government controls. It offers a kind of financial autonomy.
Okay, so balancing all that potential against the realities.
Yeah.
What are the absolute biggest roadblocks right now? The things crypto have to overcome to get anywhere near that internet-level impact?
Well, number one is still that volatility we talked about. It just fundamentally limits crypto as stable money for everyday use. You can't have your savings fluctuating by 20% in a day.
Right. Stability is key.
Then there's regulation, or the lack of it. This absence of a clear global framework creates uncertainty, which holds things back. And frankly, it also fuels concerns about illicit use, like money laundering. Governments are, understandably, focused on that risk.
Okay. What else? Technical issues.
Yes, scalability is still a challenge. The big networks like Bitcoin and Ethereum can get slow and expensive when lots of people are trying to use them.
Like high gas fees on Ethereum.
Exactly. If the transaction fee costs more than the thing you're buying, that's obviously not going to work for mass adoption. And we can't ignore the environmental impact.
Energy usage.
Especially Bitcoin mining.
Right.
It uses a massive amount of energy. That raises serious ecological questions that need real solutions for long-term acceptance.
And finally, getting people to actually use it.
Right. Mass adoption, it's still pretty complex technically for the average person. And there's a lack of widespread financial education about how it works. It's just not intuitive yet for most people.
Okay, so a lot of challenges. But despite all that, the numbers show significant growth, right? Our sources mentioned the total crypto market cap hit, $2.5 trillion in 2024?
Yeah, according to CoinMarketCap, that's a huge number. It reflects enormous investment and, let's be honest, enthusiasm.
And it's not just Bitcoin and Ethereum, though they dominate. There are thousands of these altcoins.
Thousands. Constantly experimenting, pushing new ideas, new functionalities, lots of innovation happening there.
But there are warnings, too, from established institutions.
Yes, and that's crucial context. Organizations like the Federal Reserve, the IMF, they've all pointed out potential systemic risks if crypto isn't regulated properly. So while that optimistic statement from Trump definitely captures a sentiment, a real excitement felt by many, you absolutely have to view it alongside these serious documented challenges and the need for the whole ecosystem to mature.
So pulling it all together, what's our final take here? That claim, greatest revolution since the internet. It definitely taps into the excitement around blockchain's potential to disrupt. And cryptocurrencies are proving to be transformative in some ways, especially around decentralization, maybe financial inclusion.
That's right. But looking at the big picture, the actual impact, it hasn't reached that universal scale of the internet, not yet. And that's largely because of those persistent hurdles, the technical limits, the regulatory questions, the social adoption barriers we discussed.
So the future really depends on overcoming those.
Exactly. It hinges on tackling those challenges and, really crucially, how governments and businesses figure out how to integrate this technology safely and effectively into our existing systems.
So what needs to happen for crypto to really take off and become foundational?
Well, you need sensible, balanced regulation rules that foster innovation but also protect people and markets. That's a tough balance. You absolutely need real progress on sustainability, making mining greener. Education is huge, making it less complex, more accessible, and ultimately it needs more economic stability to build that widespread trust beyond the enthusiasts.
Right. Stability and trust. Okay, so let's leave our listeners with this.
Yeah.
A provocative thought to chew on. Given everything we've talked about, the clear potential on one side, the pretty significant hurdles on the other, what fundamental shift, either in society or in the technology itself, do you think needs to happen for crypto to go from being this powerful but still niche innovation to actually becoming a truly universal foundational part of our global financial lives? You know, really like the internet is for information today. What's the key missing piece?